Abby meets Lily. One day, Abby was walking to the store to buy bread, honey, and a few eggs and milk for her mother. Finally, she got there and paid $2 for the bread and $1 for the honey and 90 cents for the eggs and milk. As she was walking home, a pretty girl walked up to Abby and said, "Hi," and waved her hand at the same time. The rest of the way home, Abby was thinking about that girl. The girl who said hi, the girl who had the purse, the girl who had the pigtails, the girl who was pretty, the girl who was pretty. When Abby got home, she was surprised to learn that they were moving to a house nearby. Abby was so surprised. She ran to her mother and asked, "Where are we moving?" Her mother answered, "This is funny. Aren't you think this girl's funny because of the pigtails?" She does look a little funny. Downtown on Horseshoe Lane, it has a store, a post office, and a library. Can't forget the post office because Mommy goes there every day. and a library and a few houses, of course. It is very small and it has a dead-end lane. It is a neighborhood, so you can walk to any house you like without asking. And, I forgot, a school, of course, too. So then Abby stopped worrying and got excited. That was the first chapter. I made 3 chapters and like a half a 4th chapter. Chapter 2, Moving Day. The next day, Abby walked outside and saw a huge moving truck. Beside it, she saw boxes after boxes piled high. And she saw her dad halfway in the truck trying to get a box in. Then she saw her mother standing near the moving truck watching. She ran to her mother. "Mom, Mom," she cried. "Why are we moving?" Her mom answered, "Well, we're moving because we want you to have friends that you can walk to their houses." Abby smiled up at her mother happily. Then the next thing she knew was driving in her car, going to her new home. The moving truck followed Abby's car. Abby was so happy when she, her brother and sister, and her mom and dad were only 5 minutes away from Horseshoe Lane. Only 5 minutes away from a new neighborhood, a new house, and new friends. Archie's heard the story a lot. She was so excited. She could not wait. The rest of the way there, Abby thought about what she would do when she got there. She decided that the first thing she would do when she got there was going to the closest house to find new friends, to see what it's like to say she was their new neighbor. Now on the second chapter, chapter 3, the pretty girl is back. That's kind of like a funny name, but finally they got there. And Abby walked over to the house right next to their house and knocked on it. While she waited, she looked at the door. It had a small wreath on it. And before she knew it, her brother Jack and her sister Jane came running. Archie and Cozy wanted their names to be Jack and Jane. Toward Abby. They had heard the knock and ran to see what was going on. Oh, this is a funny part. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. Abby was 7 years old. Jack was 5 years old. And Jane was 3 years old. Finally, the door opened, and a boy about 6 years old stepped out. This is the funny part. And he said, "I am Joe Hoyston, son of Dan Hoyston, son of Betsy Hoyston, big sister Lily Hoyston, little sister Susan Hoyston. Who are you?" "I am," began Abby Neslin, daughter of Polly Neslin, daughter of Jerry Neslin, little brother Jack Neslin, and little sister Jane Neslin. And we are your new neighbors." So she was about to say she thought he was just gonna say comment or who are you, but he said all that, so then she was just gonna say, "Hi, I'm Abby, and then can I go in?" But she decided to copy him. "Well, come along in, for we love new kids." So they went along in. The whole house smelled of cakes and sweet things. The room was very beautiful. The chairs smelled of cherries and the curtains of lemons. And in the kitchen, Miss Houston was baking rolls and cheesecake and sourdough and croissants and cupcakes and chocolate chip cookies. And she was wearing a pearl necklace. Then Joe led them all upstairs. Next picture. They're like, what? He looks like a grown-up. I just drew him that way. So now he's like, I want to see you.
Is that the end of the chapter?
Keep going.
No.
You can see later.
First, he showed them his bedroom, then Susan's bedroom, then Lily's bedroom. But when Joe said, let's go back to the parlor and play some games, nah, I'll stay here with Lily, said Abby. So she did. She walked over to Lily. She said, You're the girl I met on the sidewalk yesterday. Lily looked at Abby. And you're the girl that I said hi to on the sidewalk yesterday. Both girls looked at each other and smiled. This is the 4th chapter. Oh, I forgot to write chapter 4. But Abby and Lily together. That day and every day after, Abby visited Lily. They both shared the same backyard. Their backyard had a hill, a forest, and a pond. They would climb in the apple tree and jump off of the branches. They would skip rope and do cartwheels and play ring around the rosy and climb up the tall hill. They would also put on their bathing suits and jump into the pond. And sometimes they would just sit on a branch and read a book. They would also help bake cupcakes and sweet treats on holidays. And they would always do it together. I'm she. There's the picture.
It's very beautiful.
So
A lot of
that's
stuff going on.
yeah. This is all the stuff that they like to do together. So I haven't finished the 4th chapter. And that's how far I've gotten.